I don't even really expect a lot of people to tune into this tonight. Ledka's still running over there. No disrespect to you, Ledka. I always enjoy your lives. I just kind of back in the position of I've got to go live when I can get the time away. If you didn't check out my last live about the new position I took, check that out when you get a second. And no worries if you don't. It's just contract gig I've accepted. It's going to offer me some flexibility. Not even going to wait for people to get in here. Hey, Eric B, how are you? Tell Edka I said no offense, but I've just got to run an update. I hate to be that guy, but it's like I can do a live update and people who are asleep right now get what, it saves me from having to do 5, 6 phone calls tomorrow or the next day. And right now, I am in the middle of our Christmas. Our big family shindig is tomorrow. And truth be known, I'm not really looking forward to it. Um, a lot of crap around the holidays, man. Just so many people, so much stuff going on. Clean the house here, do this there, blah blah. This gets old. But anyway, I've got an uncle who's got the yeah, right, Eric B. It's when you have a big family, it can be some stuff, or when you have a dramatic family, it can be some stuff. And when you combine the two of them together, it can be a whole lot of stuff. I hope some of them catch this live later and know that they're stressing my butt out. Hey Connor, really like that last video you did, bro. Fall herping, that's cool. Hope you get out for some salamanders. Excuse me. Yeah, I've got just I just wanted to run a quick update live. Keep uploads current over here, but also, like I said, answer a bunch of questions for people who'll catch this probably tomorrow afternoon. I got my brace off. You can see my scar. It's pretty gnarly. One of the screws didn't grow back. The muscle didn't attach to the screw or something the way it was supposed to. And so, long story short, on the 27th of this month, 2 days after Christmas, they're going to do another surgery and pull that one screw out, and they're going to leave in the rest of that plate. And that's really weird because I can feel this piece of metal in my arm. It's a little bizarre. But I've been getting a lot of questions and things, and I'm just like, man, just do a live and answer it here and link people to the live. Like, you really want to know here. Boost my watch hours here. Click on this. Shorts being uploaded to both Roundup Rodeo and over here at the Angry Atrox. Really don't want to do that, but my phone ran out of storage space and I can't get more. I'm kind of at the point of maxing out the cloud storage I have. Don't want to like start boosting that because I'm already paying for extra over there. I did stop by Best Buy this week and pick up a new hard drive. And hopefully going to get a lot of the stuff off my phone because I've got like a ton of valuable footage on my phone that I really, other than the cloud, I don't have backed up anywhere else. And I believe that when you get good footage, you back it up in at least 3 places minimum. And there's some of that kind of footage on there. Stupid crap like, American toads that, you can see 9 months of the year here in Oklahoma. Yeah, who cares about that? But like that money shot of a rattlesnake or something. I want to get that backed up. But anyway, it's a heck of a week to run down to Best Buy, just like 6 miles from the house. It really sucked. Um, but I've got an uncle who has got the the stuff that's going around. I kind of don't want to say it in a live because good grief, you'll get flagged, or something, or you'll have a sticker pop up. And we were supposed to hear back from the doctor tonight on him and how he's doing. He has it his wife, who, like, they spend no time apart. Where one goes, the other goes. She amazingly doesn't have it, and he's the one that's vaccinated. She's not vaccinated, and he's the one that's got the coof. That's what everyone's calling it these days, the coof. Um, because he's like 86 and his oxygen level was really low, and he has a lung disease already. So I was like really kind of freaking out about, his age, his health, and then he gets this. And from what I understand, from when my cousins talked to the hospital, he's doing good and he's reacting to the treatment well, and they expect him to come home. But, he's still having, like hospital delirium and things like that. Uh, and right here at Christmas, it's just kind of a bear. And now, on the flip side of that, it's one less Christmas thing I've got to do. I mean, I love those people. I love to get together with them. They're actually the low stress end of the equation, but at the same time, it's like catch up to y'all in January after y'all got those infusions. They're getting the antibody infusions or something. But long story short, I'm getting a screw removed from my wrist next week or the week after next, 27th. And like I said, I was not trying to step on Ledka's toes, but I was going to run this anyway because people were looking to hear from me tonight. And I have just been slammed busy with things. Archiving all this footage has been kind of a bear because I've got like an 8 terabyte 8 terabyte hard drive that's like almost full. It's kind of getting to where it's like 6.5 terabytes, and it's getting to where it's like taking forever to pull information off. And so it's really hard to edit video that way. And I've got just tons of video from like the last 2 years that I still haven't even edited. And so I'm kind of like, I got to get that stuff done sooner or later. And probably most of it, thanks, Eric B. I appreciate that. Probably most of it is going to get dumped on the Roundup Rodeo channel because, I mean, it's monetized. I mean, I'm taking it while I can get it. However, I don't want to neglect this channel over here because I did put a lot of work into this channel, and it was just a freak incident that thing over there got monetized. So I'm going to ride that for what it's worth and still continue to upload some things over here, mainly shorts and these lives. I'd rather do my lives over here because that other channel has the controversial stuff. KY, how you doing, man? Good to see you, bud. I've been grinding out your lives. I've been playing them at night. Um, like even when I'm not there, you know what I'm saying. Right on, Connor. I generally back my stuff up on my phone and then to the iCloud, but then I like to get the really really good stuff that you can't reproduce onto a third storage system. Like if I film like a timber rattlesnake, they're not easy to come by. I like to get that stuff backed up over onto a third hard drive because like stuff like plain-bellied water snakes, common garter snakes, those are things that's like if you lose the footage from one of those videos, well heck, you'll see one next year. It's a given. Hey, Exodust, how are you doing, man? Good to have you here tonight. Jeremy Dragoon, he goes by the name Dragoon, something 996. He should be popping up. I expect Ariel to show up. But sometimes like you film a rare animal or one you don't get the opportunity to film often, you want to back that stuff up to a third location if possible. Because not that generally two locations fail or both fail at the same time, but just crap can happen. And I had to take a bunch of apps off my phone just because and they were apps that I use. So you know, it's kind of a bizarre situation because it's like I'm going to have to reinstall that later after I do this. Um, it's discouraging when you see you're 24 hours away from hitting 4K and the next update you lose 6 hours. KY, man, take a deep breath and sweat it. And I don't know how long you've had your channel, KY. I think you've had it a while. I think you've had it a few years. So when you're kind of in that few years, it kind of does get frustrating. I had the Angry Aatrox over here for like 3 years, and I was churning out a weekly video, and like I never even looked at I didn't even see the need to look at my watch time until I hit 1,000 subs, and then Desert Wolf Armory, who's over in Ledka's live right now. Dude's a pretty good guy in my book. He's done a lot to help me, so he gave me some shout outs. Smetlogic, Herping gave me some shout outs. Those guys helped get me over the 1,000 subscriber deal, but I'm still sitting at like 1,400 watch hours. 3 years of rolling weekly videos and doing these lives. And not really understanding how, like, I know like Ledka's been playing like my live playlist just all over and over, and I know that doesn't generally count, like if you play it something twice, but I know he's packed on a lot to this channel, and Ledka, man, you're a brother. I'm glad we got to meet face to face. Definitely happy to know you. Happy to have you in my corner, and we're going to help you get your 4,000 hours. I think everyone in this chat's going to be on board with that. But anyway, I'm kind of just, I don't want to say I'm getting burned out on YouTube, but I'm kind of at the point where it's like, I'm kind of realizing how and why things happen the way they do, and getting a perspective from I've been doing YouTube off and on for like over 10 years. My first channel was like 2007, 2008. I abandoned it, started another one a year or two later, abandoned it, just stuff like that. Please, they took me that can happen, KY. I've seen stuff like that happen. So, man, do not get discouraged, KY. You got a lot of people in your corner that are going to get you there. There's a lot of good people in this crew that I think you're gonna get there. Exactly, Connor. Sometimes sometimes to get like the really pristine footage, sometimes like I have to drive 2 or 3 hours to find the species I'm after. Film whatever I do find, because if you make it out there, like if I go out to western Oklahoma to look for rattlesnakes, which that's usually my main target, you might drive 3.5, 4 hours and come up with a bull snake that you could have filmed in your own backyard, or something like that. So it's like, people, it can really be a negative thing when you go through your analytics and you find out like you made this like 3 to 5 minute high quality video, and people are clicking off at 1.5 minutes, and you don't have a long bumper or intro or whatever. It's like 3 to 5 seconds, like what they recommend, and you kind of you're kind of like, man, this I don't know. I mean, I understand it's kind of like a widespread problem, but people are like telling me make longer videos, and I'm like, well, to me, from what I understand, YouTube looks at the ratio of the amount of time watched, not just the time watched, but the ratio. So, like, I don't see what good it does to make a 10-minute video and throw in a ton of B roll and a ton of other crap if they're only going to stay a minute and a half anyway. It's better to make like a 5-minute video. You actually have a higher percentage of video watched when you do that. Now, once again, I do have my faithful people that will watch everything start to finish, or at least let it play. And I do that with a lot of people's videos because, man, there's no way I could watch every single video of every channel I support. It just doesn't happen. So, like, I click on play in here on my computer that I'm watching this on. And like KY Constrictors, I rolled your cam the other night for like 7 hours or something stupid. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad to help you do it. But if ever my other channel gets demonetized, which I mean, I can see some writing on the wall where I think that I'm saying it's going to get demonetized, but the videos that are pulling the traffic over there are already getting the ads removed. So it's not a good sign when you've been monetized for like a week or a month, about a month. Big shout out to Derek's Reptiles who helped me through the monetization process. Ever have to go through this again, I'm going to be so grateful to him because he taught me so much this time. Do I ever find any captive bred pygmies? Man, KY, where I live, I can go about 20 minutes south of where I live, and I can see 20 wild western pygmies a night. Oklahoma is a freaking hot spot for western pygmies. I don't know anyone that breeds them, or the Duskies, or the Carolinas. I love those red Carolina ones, man. Those things are awesome. I'd love to get one. Connor, that's the way it works, man. I spent times, and unfortunately now I have a timber den that I kind of work to find, and I've kind of like can generally reliably go there and spot a couple on the move the right time of year, or a couple or 5 or 6. But I went through that same thing. I live in an area where before they developed it, there was like a lot of timbers right where I live. I live over like by a lake west of Tulsa. It's like prime habitat for 'em. And so like people on community pages will like be posting timbers with their heads chopped off, and it's like, oh, that's 6 miles from my house or 4.2 miles from my house, and I wish they would have called me because heck, if anything, I'd have thrown it in a bucket and kept it and gave it to a friend or something, something like that. It's sad, but that's a common problem, Connor. People are always finding stuff that like you try to target, and it can be an absolute bummer. It can be maddening. Hey Arturo, how are you? But anyway, I don't know. I kind of been like in a funk where I've been uploading my old videos to like Roundup Rodeo and stuff because it's like, one, they're already made. Two, it's the end of the year, and I don't have to edit them if I've already made them. And that's where backup storage is like comes in so handy. And I could just throw those up and upload them, and make 27 cents, even if only 50, 60 people watch them. It's 27 cents I didn't have. And I'm kind of like trying to stay consistent with the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, earlier in the morning gig. Yeah, KY, I've got a road here in Oklahoma. I will not name it, but it's very, very common spot for cottonmouths, a lot of copperheads, quite a few timbers, occasionally an atrox, and a lot of western pygmies. You can find all 5 of those venomous species on this one road. And this is a place that is further east of known atrox range. You don't think of this place when you think of western diamondback rattlesnakes. You think of further west, but they are indeed there. There have been verified sightings of them. People I know have found them there, and sometimes, it's like, I've never found an atrox there. I found everything else there, but it's just like, like people fly here from Alaska, zoologists or herpetologists fly here from Alaska or England or something, and they're like, I have to see a copperhead, I have to see a cottonmouth, or something like that. And it's like, we always take them to this like one particular spot. I took Desert Wolf there a couple times this spring, and the weather was trash when we went. We found a couple of water snakes and a DOR hognose. It sucked. Um, and I kind of wish he would have been around like another couple months longer. I could have got him there and showed him some cool stuff. Well, Connor, even before TikTok, Connor, I'll say this. The problem the problem with short attention spans on YouTube was long before TikTok. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Instagram Reels is like where you can really pick up some major traffic, and things. Because like I like upload a short to YouTube, I upload the same video to TikTok, and I upload the same video to Instagram, and I do like all 3 at the same time, same general time. And like I'll get 3 times the traffic on Instagram that I will on any of them. I have friends that quit YouTube for TikTok, and it really works for them. It doesn't seem to work for me, and they're like, hashtag it this way, and I do, and it still just isn't really working. But I go through these periods where this sounds horrible, but like I don't even want to think about snakes or reptiles or anything, because I think because I've devoted so much of my life to messing with them, photographing them, filming them, working with them, that I just kind of get to where it's like, yeah, I want to watch Star Trek, or actually I'm a crime junkie, so like I throw on like old crime shows like Forensic Files, Unsolved Mysteries, and just I can binge watch those when it gets cold this time of the year. Like Oklahoma, I'm in Oklahoma, and yesterday it was like 65 degrees, and tonight it's like 25 degrees outside. It's just a horrible, horrible temperature drop. Like, 2 nights ago we were still finding toads and occasional ringneck snake and stuff like that, and now it's just like freezing, freezing cold. But I don't know. I'm kind of feeling more of my artistic vibes. I think YouTube really kind of does a lot to destroy your creative values, ideas, and concepts. And Rob from Smet Logic was, I left a comment on one of his videos for my drone channel, and yeah, and you're further north than I am, KY, and it's like 25 degrees here. It's stupid. Yeah, Connor, your flip side is hot. And man, I love coppers. Don't ever let anyone bag copperheads, because they're always fun to interact with. They're common, but they're always fun. And then other things will show up there, believe me. If you got a good flip side for coppers, you will find other things there. But basically, I only ask people to support my snake channels, and then I'm not asking people to support the Angry Atrox right now, this channel you're watching this on, because my other channel's monetized. I really want the views over there. So, like, I mean, if you had to watch this live, or my newest video over there, I'd say go over there and watch it and click off of this now. because this will be here later. I mean, if I need it. And then I'm kind of using each channel for backup. But basically, I've got two snake channels. I've got a channel for my dog. I've got like a personal vlog channel that I keep private, and no editing work goes into it whatsoever. But then I also have a drone channel, and I really like doing drone videos. It's just kind of, yeah, I've been flying for 2 years, and I'm kind of seeing where I need to kind of make it more like a vlog, where like I need to talk a little bit more about what I'm filming and stuff, and then throw in the video and get some stuff with GoPros and secondary cameras. Definitely will KY. Right now I'm riding the Roundup Rodeo. Man, go to that Wild Snakes playlist over there. None of those videos are long. That's what I'm really trying to get going, because that's the less controversial stuff, but it's on a monetized platform. Let me know if you have problems finding it, because I'll get the link to you. I'm with you, Ariel. I almost hate to open TikTok anymore. I started TikTok like 3 years ago, just because like it was new, and like no one was really on it yet, and now it's like everybody's going crazy with it. And a lot of people, like my niece has like 150,000 followers, and she's monetized on TikTok. Of course, she's a hell of a lot better looking than me or any snake you'll find. Yeah, on Roundup Rodeo, the Wild Snakes playlist. Now, Roundup Rodeo is a channel that I use to document all this stuff from rattlesnake roundups. So I have like 8 or 9 playlists on there, and each one represents a different roundup, because I've hit a lot of these roundups multiple years. I know a lot about the commercial rattlesnake trade, and I'm not really happy with all of it. I'll say that. Matter of fact, a lot of it I'm critical of. Kind of think most of those animals belong in nature. Although if you want to eat snake, I'm not going to tell you you can't. But my thoughts on Rumble. I started uploading to Rumble, Ariel, because you don't have a monetization threshold. Like a if you take a video and it's going to get 1 million views on Rumble and it's going to get 1 million views on YouTube, you start making money on Rumble the moment it starts taking off. Now the thing of it is fewer people are going to Rumble, and Rumble seems to be more of a haven, like Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute. They seem to be more of a haven for the controversial political stuff, or the stuff pertaining to the illness that's going around, because they boast of no censorship, but I think it's going to come in eventually. I think it's going to play in, kind of like I was on Parler when it first started. Nobody knew what it was, and then a political pundit on Fox News started talking about it, and then like the next day everybody was on Parler. Hey, KY, check that out. Ariel, God bless you, Ariel. If ever I meet you face to face, you're going to get the biggest hug from me, plus a steak dinner and drinks. She has that Wild Snakes playlist on Roundup Rodeo. She put it in the chat. That's the footage. It's not really making me any money on my monetized platform, but that's what I'm wanting to get the channel known for now that it's monetized. It started out as kind of like a documentary, or not a documentary, but like just an archive site. And I never told anybody about it, didn't tag any of the videos, didn't want them to be viewed because I knew they were controversial. Would have age restricted them all, but YouTube's doing some of that for me. God bless them. But the purpose of that channel wasn't to get popular, but one video just took off, and it got like 700,000 views in 1 week. That gave me the 4,000 watch hours in 1 week, and the subscribers just went through the roof. I have a friend He's a good guy. And he's got a field herping channel, and he's worked that thing for 15 years. And I've like got 200 more subs than him, and that Roundup Rodeo channel is only like 3 years old, and his is 15. So I'm sitting here. Sometimes you look at people and you think, why do they have so many subs? I think I do better content than they do. And sometimes you think, well, it's not fair. I put all this work into this, and then they put in, they don't put as much work into their video as I do to mine, but yet they get more views. And then you just kind of realize it's the freaking internet. It's a sucky, weird beast. But right now I am out of my cast. Going to show you guys my scar again. I've uploaded some stuff to Rumble. It's not been a priority because once again, with my other YouTube monetizing, it's like that's where I'm going to go. I haven't uploaded anything to TikTok in a long time. The only reason I'm uploading stuff to Instagram Reels is just because it gets a lot of traction. Oh, I mean, like I upload a YouTube short and I might get 500 views. If it's a good one, 1,000 views. The same 15, 20, 30-second clip on Instagram Reels get 8 or 9,000 views, maybe 12,000 views. And so I'm just sitting there thinking, you're not making any money off shorts anyway. I mean, you can monetize them, but I don't see where you make any money off of them. And they don't factor in towards your watch time, so I just kind of see it not as a waste of time, but it's like good to build your subs and stuff and get your name out there. But I've been watching a lot of music documentaries this week. I'm really into all the old school punk rock, all the old school heavy metal, like anything from like 1978 to 1994, and the alternative and some of the grunge stuff. That's kind of more the music that I came of age with. And I'm noticing that being a big fan of punk rock, and I also like rap and stuff like that too, and some country. But punk rock was really influential to me. It was kind of like, this type of music that was like, that we're going to do this and we don't care if you like it or not, and you can buzz off, for lack of a better word, if you don't like it, and we're not going to be commercial, we're not going to be mainstream. A lot of the bands that I followed through those days, although they may be known globally around the world, they never had like the platinum records and stuff. And I'm sitting there thinking that philosophy has creeped into my video production as well. A lot of people are like, oh, your video would be so much better with music in it. And it's like, well, I used to put music in my videos in my old like on my Conservation Syndicate channel that was like 2010 to 2013. I would put music in there that was licensed, that I owned the license for, and then the license would get sold. Or, like when the editing software like Corel, which was what I was using, would get a new license with new music, like all the other stuff, the license would expire, and then I'd have a video that'd get 40,000 views, and it would get a damn copyright violation on it. Excuse my language, that's bad of me. I'm not having the most stress-free holiday season. I don't think any of us are. But so I just kind of got towards like, if I can't say all that content's mine, why put it in there? Why do I need music? Why not like throw in nature sounds instead? Because if I'm going to watch a field herping video or a snake video, if I'm going to watch a wild rattlesnake, I don't want to hear music. I mean, I'd rather hear the birds in the background or the frogs in the background or the wind. It's just me, and it's kind of like if you don't like it, freaking don't watch it. I think sometimes people try to give well-meaning advice. I don't think that's a bad thing. And Ariel, for a channel like yours where you do cooking demos and things, one, I really love your lives, and they're very cool. and they're very relaxing. But cooking demos another thing where you really don't need music. Let me run this past you, Connor. I've known people who have done that and wrote their own music, but it comes close to sounding like someone else's music, and then they've got copyright strikes, things like that. So I had a friend who's a songwriter who actually wrote a song, and like three chords of it were like really similar to like some song by some 80s band, the Escape Club or something. It sounded a lot like that, and it got flagged, but it was the guy's original uh, art. He'd never heard of the band, he'd never heard the song, and we looked into it and kind of figured out that's how they got him. And it just kind of sucks because like anyone can file a copyright claim against your video once you get music involved. And that was another thing. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, this is my first-hand experience. Like when I was using Corel editing software, I would use the music that was specifically licensed for Corel. And they also advertised that it was cleared with YouTube, all the social media platforms. Still, someone over in the Philippines would file a copyright against it and it wouldn't matter. I mean, you'd still get dinged. And it's just like, so that's why I really don't want to, I really don't want to use music. I just don't. I'm not going to. If me not using music makes you not want to watch my channel, please don't watch my channel. Sorry, I'm just kind of my rules. Ariel, so many of my videos feature rattlesnakes, and I include a lot of those natural sounds in there with with the regular video that I don't, like if anything, I will do some like b-roll nature sounds, like I'll tape frogs or birds or the wind, like when it's good, conditions for that, and sometimes I'll splice that in. But once again, you can't copyright, the wind blowing. Well, you probably can. I wouldn't lift it from someone else's channel, but I feel like you could have a case to make a claim and fight it. If it was something that you taped in your front yard, and you could actually prove that it was something you taped in your front yard. Dad is going to see Meshuggah in March. Connor, I've got some buddies. They've got a channel. They're called Jack and Dan, and they're aquarium people up in Ohio. They do a lot of fish videos. They've got some pretty good ones. They do some turtle videos and stuff too. But they were telling me to check out Meshuggah, and I've heard of them, but I've never heard them. I've heard of them, but I've never heard them, never heard any songs by them that I know of. So I may check them out. Exactly, Ariel. Make your own B-roll stuff and have it hanging out, and just have it around. Feeds back into that extra storage problem that I'm having. But anyway, I saw my doctor this week and got out. I'm kind of getting out of the brace for a while. And like I said, I'm going to have that one screw removed. The rest of everything is going to stay in. Jack and Dan do have great content, Ariel. I'm glad you've found them. And they, no matter how big they get, they're going to support whoever supports them. I've seen it. They've got like, I think, over 15,000 subscribers now, maybe more than that. But they just keep growing and growing. But that's another thing. They always have time to, play, get your video some watch time, and drop a comment. And they're great. They're great people. They're just fun. And sometimes they do some cooking stuff too, or some food reviews. They're big on the vegan movement. That's cool, Ariel. I don't know how I found them, but I've been watching them for probably a solid year. And once again, I don't watch all the video beginning to end. I do play it beginning to end with the sound up because, I heard that if you watch videos on mute, the sound time doesn't count. I think that's another crappy YouTube trick. But but I just tomorrow night or tonight. I haven't slept. Tonight is our big Christmas party with the family and everything. And I've been cleaning the house most of the day and working on other things and stuff. And so, I'm going to probably sleep for about 6-7 hours here right after this live. And yeah, there's Jack and Dan's channel. Thank you, Ariel, for dropping that. I really appreciate that. Ariel, drop your own link. Let's expose you to some people in here. There's someone in here that's not heard of you. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to come on, do a short live and say, screws coming out of my arm. Got an uncle in the hospital who hopefully is going to be out soon. Kind of struggling with, creating new video. My slow motion rattlesnake was video that I shot like in spring of this year. And I kind of really liked how that turned out. It was kind of a fluke. I didn't mean to make that a slow motion video, but I hit a button, I fat fingered a button on my camera and wound up taping some stuff in slow motion. It turned out to be usable. Hey, you roll with it. Definitely, releasing some content is better than releasing no content. It seems like we're all slaves to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you, Ariel. That is Ariel Viking Venture and Victual's channel. Please sub her if you haven't. Please go catch some of her lives. Go catch some of her cooking demos. She the cooking demos and things and stuff like that, and the beer making and stuff like that is what I really like about Ariel's channel. That's my favorite stuff. But I'm having some like creative issues. I just kind of feel like, like everyone else, I kind of want to do things my way, and I would rather do. I don't like jumping on trends. Sometimes, like with things like shorts and lives, Iron Dog I won't say pushed me into it. He encouraged me to do those, and he said it will help your channel grow. And I was just like, I don't really like to do lives. I don't like the camera to be on me. I want to put the camera on an animal. I'd rather look at a snake than look at me. I mean, and maybe you guys feel differently, but, that's just my take. But then some people, hang in and catch, and that's another thing I don't understand is you put out a 10-minute video, people watch a minute, 2 minutes of it, but then I'm guessing the same people will sit here and watch 20, 30 minutes of an hour-long live. And there's just some watch time. And once again, I save these to my lives playlists on this channel, Todd Autry Lives. That's where I save it. But I'm going to jump off here pretty quick. Just, bear with me. I'm kind of struggling with the creative process. I think now that I have a channel that's monetized, I am going to flip in some more B-roll and stuff like that and more habitat shots. I always want to be careful with habitat shots because a lot of times, like a certain tree or certain road sign will give away the location of something. Recently, I filmed a rattlesnake actually back during spring, I filmed a rattlesnake. And had I had the camera a little bit more this way, you would have been able to see the oil lease sign that was on the gate by where I found this guy. And if you would have like froze that and enlarged that image, you could have seen like the exact coordinates and address of where that was at. Because those things are publicly listed on the, on the land out in Oklahoma, Phillips lease number, 717. for those who know how to read those maps, it's kind of giving up a location. And a lot of times, if people are going to respect a location, or I think they're going to respect a location, I generally don't mind sharing with them, but certain spots are really sensitive. And so I like to kind of keep those on the down low. But anyway, the arm is doing better. The uncle is doing better, although I don't think I see him before Christmas this year. Um, right, and Ariel, and sometimes, like on my drone channel, I location tag everything because that's part of the draw. And not that I'm promoting my drone channel actively right now. I'm still in the first 100 crappy videos, and I don't do those. I don't aggressively go after those, but I'm kind of like, like if I film Woodland Hills Mall, which is the big mall in my city, I filmed that back during all the protests in March that were happening. And like the mall was like vacant on a Saturday. Like they closed down the mall because like everybody was like protesting and stuff. And there were all these rumors of stuff that never really happened. I go fly my drone across the street from it because I'm thinking this is the only time I'm going to have so few people out here that, and I was going to try to film from the mall parking lot because it's just this historic location in my city. And, and you'd never see it on a Saturday afternoon empty. Just everybody flocks there. And it's one of the malls that's going to probably make it and pull through. All the malls are like dying off. Check out Retail Archaeology. There's a channel called Retail Archaeology on YouTube, and Ariel, I think you might find it really fascinating because all this guy does is he travels to these different malls that have shut down or that like have one or two stores open, and he goes through with like a GoPro strapped to his chest, and he's just like, here's where the Foot Locker was, here's where the Sears was, here's where, Camelot Records was. He just, but it's actually kind of fascinating in a sociological kind of aspect because these places that were, beacons and hubs of culture, they're not just vacant. I mean, I don't want to say Amazon's a bad thing because believe me, sometimes Amazon is your friend, but they've really ran a lot of places out of business, and a lot of mom and pop stores just can't compete with them, and that's kind of sad. But just people aren't going to stores anymore. They can get stuff delivered to their front door or their place of work, and I kind of don't blame them because um, gas prices being what they are. We went Christmas. I won't say Christmas shopping. We went Christmas, more or less Christmas shopping the other day. That's the one, Ariel. That one is a great channel. You will get caught up in that. If you're like me, you'll get caught up in that. I spent I spent about 7 years of my life working in retail in the early 90s. So it's very, very fascinating to me because I remembered all those places, all those different stores, things like that. It may not hold anything for you, but at least give the guy one or two videos a chance because it's fascinating. But yeah, we went to Best Buy the other day, and we went to Lowe's to pick up some stuff for the house, and just dealing with the traffic, the idiots, the looking for a parking place, the rude people. I can see where people don't really want to um, go to the mall anymore. Totally get that. So Amazon's kind of, I won't say it's king, but it's going to be around. No one's running Amazon out anytime soon. Grim Exotics, hey bud, how you doing? Man, just giving a quick update. My arm's out of the cast. I'm going to have a surgery coming up December 27th. And hopefully, like, once that gets done and recovers a little, I'll be able to edit some more of my video from this year or from the last 2 years. But I'm getting ready to kill it over here, Grim. So, man, if you don't want to stick around, I don't blame you. But I just really wanted to kind of give some people a quick update as to what's going on with me, how things are, um, you know, going and stuff. And I've had like 20 missed phone calls this week, and I'm just literally not going to get back to people. I'm going to email them a link to this video. Here, you want to know what I'm doing? Boost my watch time and find out. Um, Thanks, Grim. Yeah, it feels good to be out of the cast. It's not got its flexibility back yet, but at least I can move it around. Um, People goof on you for spite. Well, there's that too, Connor. I mean, stuff like that happens. So, but anyway, but gang, I'm gonna kill it. My battery on my phone is dying, so I'm gonna have to get that plugged in somewhere. I've got like maybe 20 minutes, or not 20 minutes. Oh boy, I clicked on this link from Ariel. Guys, click on that if you want something. I'll say this: you're not going to see that on YouTube. I don't think. Um, but you know what, Ariel? I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to sign in because I do not have you subbed um, on um, on Rumble. And I'm under Angry Rattlesnake on Rumble, but I can tell you that right now I'm not going to be putting a priority on Rumble when I've got a monetized YouTube that I've got going on. But yeah, this is an interesting video, Ariel. Gang, I'm going to get out of here. Have any questions, leave them for me down below. I'm not trying to ignore anyone. It's just I've had more stuff going on this week and not enough time to call people back during waking hours. I could have started calling people today about 3 or 4 in the morning, and I just wouldn't have been appreciated. But, well, Ariel, I just subscribed to you. I'm Angry Rattlesnake. I've got like 84 rumbles, and I just rumbled your video, Australia under apartheid. I don't disagree. It's getting kind of screwy over here again. Although we're not as bad as you. No offense, we're not as bad as you guys down there, but it's we've got our own silliness over here. I'll say that. But gang, I'm gonna get off of here and I'm gonna kill this live. Thank you for watching if you did, and if you watch this after the fact, thank you. Please understand that I'm not trying to ignore anybody. It's just I've got like literally 15, 20 people calling me in the last 2 or 3 days, and unless they accept calls at 3 in the morning, I'm not going to get around to calling them back. I was able to talk to my buddy Jeremy today. First time in like a week I've talked to him. I've really missed that dude. And he'll be on this live later. I'm sure he'll watch the entire thing. Ariel, thank you for that. Please do get me on Rumble. Make sure you catch up to me on Rumble, because once again, I'm not prioritizing it. I'm just going there when I can think about it. Gang, everybody have a good night. Thank you for watching if you did. Ledka, please understand I did not mean to step on your toes by going live when you were still live. I think you might have been winding down, Ledka, but either way, you know me, I go live when I can. And we're going to help you, Ledka. Remember that. We're going to help you get the watch hours. I know I've played some of your lives and some of your videos on repeat and things like that. So, but gang, I'm going to get out of here. You have a good evening, and if I don't see you before then, you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And this went probably about 10 minutes longer than I thought. Ariel, check out that Retail Archaeology channel. That will be interesting for you. I think. If it's not, scrap it. The guy's got plenty of support. But gang, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you for watching. Peace.